Hello. There was music today. That was a surprise from my team. Yay. Thank you, Nicole. I appreciated the music. You guys, it's Thursday again. How the heck is it? And it's not just Thursday, it is the last Thursday of February. Like, what is happening? What is happening? What happens when you get when does this change? When does it change from being like time moving slow and summer feels like it's 100 years and you're just enjoying like every day at the pool to like time just flying by? So, hey, want to be natural. Is it Minion? Is it Minion? Mignon? I hope I'm saying that right. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. Hi, Mohammed. Hi, Lashonda. So happy to have you guys here. What's the temperature where you guys are? Today we've had amazing weather. You're getting casual Thursdays because I was in other meetings, and it's been like so beautiful here in Charlotte. I'm actually hot because I've got like a long sleeve jean jacket on, but you know, I should probably keep a jacket on and like anything else. But also it's like almost 80, I don't know, it's like upper 70s here. And then one of my team members is in Colorado, and she was showing us the temperature. Actually, it's Carrie. You guys know Carrie? Carrie showed us the temperature yesterday during our meeting, and it was 1 degree. Literally 1 degree. I'm like, no, thank you. I will not. So if you are new here, welcome to this space. My name is Jasmine Vialese. You don't know who the heck I am. So I'm going to introduce myself. We are Medical Billers Network Live. We're just a band of people grouping together to hopefully improve the delivery of patient care by using our skills, our knowledge, and collaboration to help access and smooth out the claims process. And now I'm just saying random stuff, but yeah. Oh, beautiful here in Texas in the 70s. Yeah, I like it, Lashonda. I like it. Okay, so today we are talking about some things related to process, and I want to introduce you guys quickly before we do that to what we talked about last week, and we'll do our normal kind of like run through. I'm trying to stay structured. I don't know. I'm an entrepreneur, you guys. I don't always stay structured, but roll with me. So the concept, or like the way that the structure is supposed to flow, is I'm going to do this introduction. I'll just quickly go over offerings, and then we're going to go into teaching. Today we're going to chat about apps, and I'm so excited to show you all these different apps that I love, and ones that I think that you should look into or try if you are running a process, trying to create process, trying to manage process. So many cool apps out there, and this is just one of many. So when you see me sharing, if you have things that you're like, y'all got to look at these, please like overload the comments throughout this entire time together. And yeah, if you know someone in the world of, well, any kind of business really, because we're all using process, you want them to join the conversation, please share this with them so that you can send the link, I think, at any point now while we're live. And you can also send it to them after if you know that they're not available right now and you want to have them add some input into the comments. So we've been having this whole process conversation now. I think this is the 4th conversation. It will be the last for a little while. We are shifting gears for just a smidge of a period, and I'll tell you why probably next week. Next week is we're trivia again. It's the first Thursday, so next week is trivia. But the week after, we'll talk more about that. So we started out documenting process. We did audio and then video. Audio and video after that, was the last, like, most recent one. So the written process and then audio and video. This time we are talking about apps. And so listen, you guys, we are in app heaven right now. The world is a totally different place than it was when I first started in business. So I am so grateful for all of the many apps that are out there. It can be a little overwhelming if you are not one who has used apps in the past, but there's so many things to explore and be open to it because so many of them are so affordable and it just makes sense. So yeah. Talking quickly about our courses. So those of you who are new here, we do offer education. Most of our education is, I was going to say most of it's online. It's all online right now. scratch what I was going to say, all online right now. The two different ways that you can get obtain education with us is through self-paced courses and then instructor-led courses. These are some of the self-paced courses that we offer at the moment. There are others we are adding to our repertoire on a regular basis. We've got Medical Billing 101 and the language of billing, and then a bundle that includes the both. So someone on my team is going to pop the comment in there with the link, and then we also will put this in the description box if you're watching this later, or the little card wherever it is on the screen. Next is another self-paced set of courses, medical terminology for billing and coding, and medical office reception. So both courses are fantastic for anybody who is, well, first course about the medical terminology. If you are doing billing or you are doing coding and you are feeling confused or uncertain, if you're in the revenue cycle anywhere really, even on the front desk area, you just need a really good baseline for medical terminology so that when something is spoken, whether from a patient or a provider, you just feel a little bit of a sense of like, what the heck they're talking about. So it is very valuable. I would totally recommend it for anyone in any area of the revenue cycle, which is basically anybody in a practice. Medical office reception, if you are trying to get into healthcare, this is the best way to get into healthcare. Reception is typically a very low requirement as far as past experience. So if you are someone who is moving from customer service or any other arena where you think that there's something valuable, whether it's communication skills that you have from your previous employment or anything like that, medical office reception could be the role that could get you in the door. And that's all you need in healthcare. You just got to get in the door and have that practice or organization on your resume. And then education, if you're looking at anything specialized like coding and or billing, is also extremely valuable credentials as well. Next is our instructor-led programming. So instructor-led means that you are pacing along with the instructor, which means if it says 16 weeks, the course will start on a day and it will end on a day, and you will work along with the instructor. The reason for that is that there are, along with online modules, there are live streams that happen on a weekly basis for most of them. And then there are also labs, which is going to get you that hands-on experience, something that you absolutely need if you are brand new to healthcare. The next date for this one starts on March 27th. There are payment options available if you want to check that out. Again, back to the links, take a look and ask questions. We are happy to answer any of those. Then the CPB readiness. So I am looking to start this. I need to make sure that we let everyone know. You guys, first of all, CPB readiness is this. I want to make sure everyone is super duper clear. I'm going to do a separate video only about the actual course and walking through the syllabus and post that up here in the next couple of days. But I'm going to just give you the short and sweet kind of prerequisites. The first thing that I need you to know is that this is not a course for someone who is fresh in the billing world. This is a coaching program to get you ready for the test. So if you have no foundational knowledge you've never taken a billing course and you've never been in the field of billing, this is not going to be the right one for you, okay? Because we're going to go through this content very quickly. It's 12 weeks, and that sounds maybe like a long time, but it really isn't, because we are prepping. We're really prepping specifically to sit for the course, right? So 12 weeks is 3 months, right? So we are trying to get you from knowing what you know in healthcare to this date and knowing all of the book knowledge and feeling like you absolutely can sit down for this test and pass it the first time around. That is the goal, is that you sit down and you pass it the first time. You don't want to waste your time, your energy, and feel all the feelings that you feel when you don't pass the test. Yes, it is a certification. It is a CPB, is Certified Professional Biller Certification. We need to put that on the slide. Nicole, make a note for that. I didn't realize it's not up there. So Certified Professional Biller is a credential from the AAPC. It is probably the most recognized credential out there. There's also the CMRS, which is from the American Medical Billers Association. But AAPC is quite a reputable organization that anyone who has any sort of billing department or a billing team, they are familiar with CPB most, and CPC and all the variations of the CPC. If you're connected to a HEMA in the hospital system, there's other credentials that go along with that. But those are like the most well-known credentials. These are ones that you would put after your name. So be extra clear that if you are someone who's taken billing course and you have or have experience in billing and are looking to be stand out, you would be able to put these credentials after your name. You see them under my name here, right? It's very helpful if you want to kind of stand out, your resume to stand out among the others. So yeah, ask any questions that you might have. There's been some questions that have come through, which is why I do want to do that separate video, but I really want I want to make sure everyone's on the same page that this is not for the from zero course. This right here is from zero. The Mastering Medical Billing from zero. You know nothing. You're hoping to feel like comfortable, confident. Okay. All right, my friends. So that's pretty much, I think, yep, that's the last slide there. So hi, Packy Gamers. Great to see you. It's been a while. Welcome back. Documenting process with apps. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to get this slide out of the way and back away from the screen. Yeah, I'm going to share screen again. First of all, I just want to repeat in case you're back in this space. And today we're talking about apps. I'm going to share a few different apps that I think are absolutely phenomenal and ones that you should definitely check out. Some of them are going to vary in price depending on where you are in your organization as far as the decision making goes, and if it's something that you guys could invest in. And some of them are just easy choices, and you might as well start to leverage some of those tools. So as I share some of these apps, I absolutely welcome you to please put apps that you love, ones that you recommend in the comments, because I'm not the believer that I know everything. Like, this whole channel is committed to us working together and collaborating. So know that is something that is on my mind. Before I dive in really quickly, I want to mention that if you are not a part of the Facebook group, I'd love for you to be there. I'm right now polling for us to start, especially if you're in the billing world already, for us to start meetups, and ideally monthly. What I envision happening is us coming together live on Zoom and then being able to work together to workshop problems, because a lot of you bring questions to comments and other places where you are finding struggles. And I'd love for us to be able to work together to workshop solutions for those problems. So I imagine us coming together and essentially doing a little bit of conversation together, and then breaking out into rooms where you can be able to really spend some time targeted, maybe by specialty or by situation, so type of errors or things like that. So that is what we are currently working through. So I want your input. So if you are not in the Facebook group, please join. And they just put the links. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and again, please do not hesitate to pop comments in about apps that you like. And I forgot to share the screen before I blocked the screen. So give me a second. That's not a good idea. All right, here we go. Yeah, I'm in the slides. That's what it was. I'm like, why can't I see? Here we go. You guys, sorry. It's like blocking my entire window. So give me a second. All righty. Put it on that side. All right, friends. Okay. So we are not going to talk about this app first. So I'm going to go out of that. I'm going to talk about the simplest, cleanest apps first that I think you all are probably familiar with. But we need to talk a little bit more about why. First thing is, when we talked about processes, there's a few different things that need to take place when it comes to process. So I'm going to make myself bigger for a second. The first, really big. Okay. The first thing to think about when you're talking about process is it collaborative? Because maybe your team member is here locally. Maybe they're somewhere right in the office with you, or maybe they work from home 3 days out of the week, right? If you are wanting to share information with individuals, it should be collaborative and live collaboration, meaning if you are making a change or you are documenting something, creating notes, what have you, someone has the ability to see those changes taking place immediately. Google Workspace, I believe Google Workspace takes the cake over all of them. I know people use Office 365 and all these other apps that are older desktop versions that they have made into cloud functioning. Google has been created for ease of use in online. And so it just naturally works better than all of the other apps out there. And they have literally every type of app covered that you would need to run a business or run a department effectively. So when I say that, I mean like Google Sheets. Yes, I know my people who are like all Microsoft Excel people, it's not super robust as far as the charting and all this other stuff that you might be doing if you're geeking out over Excel. I totally get it. But from a collaborative perspective, it outperforms the Microsoft world because Microsoft is quite slow in its refresh and sometimes it errors, and it's something that was built on a different platform, and they have tried to bring it into kind of cloud sharing. So it's possible, just not the best tool, right? The best, honestly, Google Workspace. You've got Google Docs. Google Docs and Google Sheets are going to be the places that you can store information that you're trying to collaborate with your team on. So when I say that, I mean like you're trying to make sure that you have the tax IDs and the NPI numbers right. Maybe that's something that you don't have the ability to give access based on roles in your software for your team, and you need to have a place to list that information. Maybe the locations of the practices. You know, you are maybe listing the roster there, the actual providers themselves. There's all kinds of ways that you can use Google Sheets and Google Doc to make sure you keep everyone on the same page, because I've seen practices where they distribute like provider lists. I'm always like, this always kind of drives me a little bit crazy. They distribute provider lists like it's one person who emails a PDF document to the entire team, and they're supposed to, the team is expected to print it out and take that document and replace whatever one that they have on their desk, right? And we know how that happens. Our emails get crazy. You miss an email. You don't get the new refresh document and you don't have what you need. Maybe something has changed. Maybe the providers that were in network are no longer in network with their specific insurance. And now you're doing something differently or incorrectly than you should have because you don't have the most up-to-date information. So what I would recommend in Google Drive, which is the storage place for all of these documents, is that you would store things like these PDFs. You don't have to make it so that everyone can edit, but you would store the PDF so that people would be trained to go to that document when they need the information online. And your responsibility is just to replace one. And you don't have to worry about someone checking their email and printing something out and making sure they have the right document and all of that, or updating something they have in writing, which I've seen in practices to this day as well. So Google Workspace I pulled up Google Workspace because it's very important, my friends, especially if you have a billing company, to know that there is Google and then there is Google for Business. When you are a Google free account, you do not have a HIPAA executed BAA, right? You need a business associate agreement with the organization that you are allowing to engage in protected health information, PHI. All right. So it's important that you upgrade to a Google Workspace account so that you can store documents there. You can feel confident that your Google understands that you are a business that has an expectation that they meet as far as encryption and data exchange. Okay. So it's very, very important that you know the differences. Google Workspace is for us in healthcare. Google, everything else is for the layman, for anybody else that just wants to use Google, okay? So you got to have Google Workspace. They will not sign a BAA with you if you do not have Google Workspace, okay? Google Workspace has apps like email, the calendar, Google Drive. I don't know what this little thing is. It has Google Meet. What is this thing? What's this app? Oh, I don't know what that app. I don't know what that rectangular one is. Maybe it's just like the general sign for it. But so the one thing that I mentioned already is Google Drive. That is the storage place. You can share files. You can give limited access to documents in the storage of Google Drive. And let me show if it actually, look, I should have checked to see where they might be talking about the Google Drive functionality. Okay, so in Google Drive, they have they have the ability to share roles. So I was trying to see, it popped up for like a second. Or maybe it was, all right. I don't know. I thought I saw it come up for a second. Google Drive has the ability for you to create what's called shared drives, which has role specific information. So you are able to send individuals files and allow them to edit or not edit, or to just do certain things like add to a file or what have you. The other thing to know is that anytime you're working in Google Apps, you can easily use the link to send these files to people. So you're not going to have to necessarily pull things out of Google. I was trying to hopefully send you guys, let's see, maybe under products here. Let's see. I just want you to see my friends who are already in Google and don't know what it looks like. So there's a Google Drive, My Drive, and then there is shared drives, or like what they used to call teams, I think team drives or something like that. Under the shared drives is where you get all of this rule-based access, and it allows you to add folks, even folks outside of your organization, to specific drives. And it's super valuable if you are collaborating with bigger teams. So my billing company folks, if you have clients that you want to do some collaboration with documents on, if you have other team members, whether stateside or offshore. Oh, I forgot to make it bigger. So sorry, my friends. I'm over here like scrolling around and it's all small. Hang on. Here we go. All right. So it allows you to do things like share access with individuals internally or outside of the organization. So very, very helpful. Other apps that Google has that I really love are Chat. Chat is like this really cool all in one place for you to have a conversation. Again, you've got the ability to talk to people internally and outside of your organization. And you can create what are called spaces, which are like group chats basically. And you can name them different things, which, if you've got like a claims department or a claims team and a payment posting team, you can be able to bring all of those individuals together and easily share files. So you're dragging and dropping files in, you're doing, different things, kind of like launching a quick meeting. If you want everybody in the meeting there, you can do that, invite them all into a quick Google Meet directly from the chat. So that's it. I'm not going to talk about all the products from Google, but those are the ones that I think are ones that individuals don't realize how it can really streamline a lot of what you do. There are a lot of other uses that people have for them. Obviously, email is a very basic use, calendar and calendar sharing, things like that for teams. But for sure, when it comes to documenting process, Google Drive, Google Sheets and Docs, and then chats, so that you can be able to easily exchange things. Someone has a question, you can send them a link to a process instead of having have a whole conversation with them. So that's Google. I would love to know what you guys think about Google app. Does anybody love it, or how are you feeling? So let's see. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, oh, thank you. Yes, I love that. They didn't actually put it on here, huh? I guess there's more apps that they didn't put up here. Yes, okay. When I talk about things from a perspective of a billing company, I have so many more things I want to add, because Google Forms is something I love, even Google Sites, which actually, let me say something about Google Sites. Google Sites is the ability for you to have like an intranet or an internal website for your team. Super valuable. When I talk about knowledge base in a few, it is something that you could utilize for your knowledge base, meaning like the resource, visually appealing resource to store your processes. And Google Keep is the notes. So it's basically a note software. It's set up like a sticky note tool. And the best part about Google is obviously everything is actually phone, or all devices are covered basically. But Keep is great because you can also collaborate again on notes. So you can send you type quick notes and then share that note with someone. You can create labels, or like basically folders of those notes, and be able to do checklists as well. So totally great reminder there, Packy Games. I so appreciate that, because I absolutely love Keep and we use it all the time. So check out some of the other apps that Google has, and yes, it totally continue to remind me of ones that I'm missing out on, because I'm sure I'll forget ones. All right, so moving on away from our Google friends. I could talk about Google forever, if you couldn't tell. We've been using them for a long time. I love Google. I am a Google head for sure. You will never get me away from Google. All right, so moving away from Google now. The irony in that whole sentence. So it's Zoom. So I did mention already that Google has Meet. I'm going to say this. I love Google Meet. I do, because it's easy. You can pop in there. It's like collaborative. But one of the things that I really like about Zoom is that it lets you screen share and take control over someone's computer. Google, if you're listening to me, I'm sure you are. Google's always listening, just like Siri is. There is the need for us to control someone else's computer when we're in a meeting. We need that. If I am remote with a team member using Zoom and I want to walk them through something, I can request remote control of their computer and I can screen share and record and I can present. It's just seamless. So why I also like Zoom, that's over Meet, my Google friends that are listening, is that I can stop and start recordings. I can also pause recordings, which is really important, but I can stop and start recordings because what I typically will recommend with process documentation in Zoom is if you're going to go over a process, as you guys had me explain previously, you want to make them into little micro steps. So if I'm going over claim submission for a particular client, and the client is using a clearinghouse outside of their software, I'm going to probably want to chop that up into a few different parts. So one of those parts might be me generating the claim file, or me reviewing the claim file, me generating the claim file, me exporting it, then importing it into the clearinghouse, and then going back in there and to review it. So that's like technically 5 steps, even though I'm talking about claim submission as like one holistic thing. It is really 5 steps, but I don't have to like send you 5 Zoom links and we can restart the Zooms 100 times. No, instead I can get on one Zoom link and I can say, here's the process on how to review a claims file, my step 1. And here is how I'm going to generate that claim file. And here's how, and all of the different steps between them, I'm going to stop a recording in Zoom, and I'm going to start a recording in Zoom, and I'm going to stop and start it all in between all 5 steps. And then when I'm done with that Zoom and I hit end meeting, Zoom does a beautiful job at just shrinking them down into 5 separate videos. All right. That's not something that at the moment Google Meet does. So Google, if you're listening, this is what we need: screen control and being able to stop and start the recordings, and then automatically having the videos just shrink up and store themselves. So yeah, very fun way to use Zoom. If you're not currently using Zoom, you can play with Zoom for free. I believe they still have the ability to do that for free. Now that I say that, I don't know, because they've been constant. Yeah, you can do that. The only thing is you get like a limit of 40 minutes. And so that's usually pretty sufficient for people who are trying to just like do some quick meetings or whatever. I do believe you can record, but you cannot do it on the cloud. So the next one up, you can do it on the cloud. I don't know. Their names are different now. I have no idea what I'm really looking at. Oh, let me go to monthly so it doesn't look so intense. There we go. There. So the other one was annual. This is monthly. Absolutely reasonable price there. It looks like they've got some other limitations in there as well. Yeah, sweet. So that's Zoom. Next, I'm going to save my last 2 favorite apps for last. So make sure that you stay and listen for the last 2 apps. I think are the ones that like really blow this like process thing out of the water, because like they really change the game and like save us so much time. Yes, Zoom, you are amazing and you let us create short videos, but there are some other apps that really help to bring some kind of visual support as well. All right, so next is when you are trying to establish process, and if you don't want to use Google or your company doesn't allow you to, you can look at different apps that will allow you to store or create a knowledge base. And so this app, Helpjuice, is a pretty affordable one. One of the things that I like about let me see, sorry, I'm on the wrong screen, about the system is that it has the ability to do a lot of things when it comes to searchability and being able to like really make it like the user interface super custom. And then you you can review analytics, which I think is so important to understand whether people are consuming, using the information. Searchability is what we've talked about. You need a process that is searchable. You need to make sure that you have the ability to like pop in and grab what you need, and people being able to easily grab the documents is really, really helpful. And so it's so important to also make sure things are super duper collaborative, and people can comment on them. There's all kinds of like uses. And from a perspective of a billing company, this is also helpful even from client training. So they do have some free trials, and they've got some pretty cool views of their like analytics and stuff. So you can kind of get a sense of like what the possibilities are for you. And you can also see, I like that it lets you see what people are looking for, because if these two right here, I think, are the best. So measure what they are consuming and what they're actually searching for. It can tell you when people are struggling with certain processes, right? So maybe something is so rigid and has so many steps that everybody's forgetting it. This is very, very helpful to use the analytics in a way to help you understand what the team is doing. You have the ability to do all kinds of ways to customize it that are already like done for you. It makes it like much easier. Now, when I mentioned earlier about Google Sites can look very much like this. It just requires that you kind of build it a little bit. So it is like a very basic website builder. So know that, and it is absolutely functional. One of the reasons that Google Sites, I think, it has a leg up if you're using Google, is because you can link to your files in Google without having to kind of point documents into this app. But like I said, if you aren't able to use Google, I want to be honoring of that. And so Helpjuice is one that you could look into. And then from a price perspective, this gives you a little bit of an idea of what their pricing looks like. I think that it's fairly reasonable, considering that, this is the top tier. If I'm like a big company and I need unlimited users, $500 is nothing for a software that could literally be the backbone of my organization. So something to think about, and you can, be able to get a lot of support in this app as well. Like they will kind of handhold you through the entire process. And when you're ready to, you can come in here and take a look at some of the apps. It lets you actually click on the examples of them and get a sense of like, what they look like. And you guys have seen these types of knowledge bases a million times, I'm sure, but this is a very quick and easy way for you to create one for your organization. And again, back to making it so that it is something that you are building around the culture of your organization. All right, so close out of that guy. We're almost there. Okay, this is a conversation for my potentially individuals that are there's really two parts to this. You could be at an offshore company that's partnering with the stateside, or vice versa, or you could be a billing company that is needing to interact with your clients. We love JitBit. It's a tool that is also compliant. It has all the things that you would need if you want a help desk software that is affordable. And it has all of the functionality that anyone would need. So if you're trying to create tickets or ticketing to be able to have someone like responsible for something, it has an app in the App Store, and it also has the ability to work on it in desktop. It's for tracking, reporting for like how long it's taking your staff. Let's say you are using the help desk from your patient access team. Let's say that your team that is supporting your patients is ticketing your billing department for requests, for callbacks, for things like that. You can track response times. That's just an example inside of the organization. But outside, if you're working with a team that's offshore and you want to be able to use something that is consistent across all software, you can pull your things out of your software and be able to ticket the team to be able to have them take action. And again, making it all trackable across all platforms. And as I mentioned, you have the ability to have an app, and this system also has a knowledge base. I don't know if it's here. You can also use some aspects of the emails as well. The canned responses are great, especially if you're trying to standardize your support language. You can also have auto responses as well. There's all kinds of like customization in there. You can do this thing here that's like an idea forum. It's like, hey, we've got this new idea. What do you think to your whatever the clinic sites, or if you're a billing company, to your clients, and have them vote for it, which I think is really, really great. And then it has the ability to integrate, which I think is always valuable to have the ability to integrate tools. So that's pretty much the gist of what I will talk about with this app. You can pop in there and take a look. I think under About, they have some more information about the tool. Actually, maybe it's under pricing, about the pricing itself and how it could work. Oh, here's the pricing. So those of you who are familiar with like Salesforce or other systems that like have or Zendesk, this is like a fraction of the cost. And I don't know. I think they're great. So, and obviously, all we need to make sure of is that we've got this going on in it. And so, the goal really is that you would make sure you have a commitment to compliance and you're going right for the higher one. And again, if it's something that you need to interact with your team and to track the information, then you're going to go with what their highest tier is. All right, my friends. All right. So how's everyone doing? Let's see. Sorry, Mohammed, hang on a second. I'm trying to get here we go. Microsoft Teams app can share screen and control the user's PC. Thank you for that. Microsoft Teams has the ability to do that. There are a couple of other apps too. Is it Screen Control? Hi, Tyra. Good to see you. What is the one is it called Screen Control? Steve in the back. I don't remember the one that we're using. Yeah, Screen Control. Okay. Like there's other ones out there that like also have the same thing, that have also very affordable or, very little to no cost. So totally explore. And thank you so much for sharing that, Mohammed. It's fantastic. Let me see. Oh, okay, he sent me Connectwise. I'm sorry. Yeah, Connectwise Screenconnect. That's the name of the tool. So Connectwise is the company, Screenconnect is the tool. So I had the words, I just didn't have them in the right way. So, all right, friends, let me make this a little bit bigger. All right, now we are moving into my favorite last two apps. All right, so last couple of conversations, we talked about visual representations of process in the form of things like workflows, right? Or process flows. And this is the deal, is those of us who do not have a lot of experience in the older apps, and I cannot even remember the older Microsoft app that you can build processes in, but it's quite manual and you really need to know how to interact with it because there's a lot of different features and functionality in it. Lucidchart like blows all of these things out of the water. Like Lucidchart is just intuitive. Like it has the natural ability for you to like just walk through what your process is. You can say yes or no to like certain recommendations that it makes for you. Oops, sorry. I thought it was playing. What happened? There we go. Yeah. So, you can easily click through and add your little things in there to make your connections and stuff. Like it has the ability to do like what you would do in the older system. But the one thing that it really helps is this part right here, the commenting and collaborating. Remember, we've talked about like you creating a process and documenting it and then sending it to others in your team to make sure that they are clear or that they vet it for you. Like they might need to review it and make sure that it makes sense. Like, you might not be the person that's running that process. So helpful for you to have somebody else to comment to and have them, provide or fill in the gaps for you. Like you might say, okay, I think that this is a step. I'm not sure. Hey, Sally, is this the right next step or what have you? And, again, back to the ability for you to like, kind of, I don't remember what this feature is, but for you to be able to get the input from other people and have them provide clarity on what the steps are. So again, back to the shared vision, like I said, you can make sure that you use these like walkthroughs. So you click in here and say current state, then you can click and say future state, and it'll immediately like kind of blend the two together. And again, back to like the collaboration and making sure that everybody sees and visually understands what's changing in the organization. So from a change management perspective, so incredibly helpful. And this is a co-influence, so people being able to kind of vote on what they think in there as well. So they have different systems that have already been built. So, oops, I'm sorry. Let me together. So like folks that are working in certain industries already, you can be able to kind of get access to like templates and Visio. That's the tool. I couldn't think of it. Visio is the tool. Yes, this is exactly what I would recommend, replacing Microsoft Visio with something that is faster and again, collaborative, because with Visio, what happens is you are just like with old Microsoft desktop tools, you're creating something and then you need to find a way to get it to others. So likely you're doing a PDF or something else as like a quick visual versus what we're talking about here, which is me creating this workflow or process flow and then getting buy-in from my team, getting input from them. So so I would check into that. And then we're going to go here to pricing so you guys can see. I mean, here is my favorite part right here. This is my favorite part. I mean, you guys, like, look at the prices. Like, first of all, this one is my favorite. Like, okay. You can't beat free. Just go try it. Like, it's totally free. Try it out. See how it works. See if you like it. See if you think that would be helpful for you. Again, even if it could be something as you simply just trying to get your boss to understand how your department works or the structure that you've created or are hoping to create for your promotion. There's so many opportunities with this tool. So please explore it. Please explore it. Okay. The last tool that we're going to talk about. Before we do, I want to say this. We've looked at a visual of this tool already. I'm going to use it today, I think, to walk through a step-by-step. I'm realizing that I don't have the app on this particular presentation, but I can pull it in. All right. So this next tool is our current favorite tool. It is an app, an extension that onto Google Chrome. I'm all about Google Chrome extensions. Everyone that we've talked about today, I believe, well, maybe with the exception of one, have a Google Chrome extension. Just makes life easier, like a million times. You got to do your Google Chrome extension on Zoom if you're using Zoom, and it just makes life easier for all things. So Scribe is the name of the product. The website scribehow.com. You can also go to the web store is what it's called on Google, to be able to look into getting the app or getting it installed. So we looked at an SOP last time, a standard operating procedure, a step-by-step guide to something. This tool is fantastic for, again, creating quick process, documenting it, making sure that you can collaborate on those documents. All the stuff we're talking about today is about collaboration, because we don't do this job alone. Like, I'm going to be totally frank, even if you are the only biller at your practice, you are not in that practice alone. You could be the only biller in your department for, or you're running your own business. You have clients, you have other individuals, other stakeholders even that you will likely need to collaborate with at some point in time. So it's very, very helpful if you use tools that are collaborative. So Scribe is a tool that allows you to do just that. So here we go. Okay. So Scribe actually is like a recording type system. So what it does is you hit a button on your screen and you click around, you do what you do, and it records the steps. So I'm going to do it with you today so you can see how easy it is. This is the last step into it where you can actually share this guide with someone. You can invite them in to edit the document as well. Like if you see down here, you can also give them only view access if you're just trying to send it to them as like a, hey, this is what I need you to do. And so, yeah, it's amazing, you guys. Okay, so let me see. Let's see how we do this. I'm going to stop sharing for 1 segundo just so I can open up a different screen, and I'm going to go to all right, you guys, bear with me. I have like too many apps. Okay. This doesn't let me do it on a screen that I don't have anything. It makes sense. All right, so we're going to do this on one of the websites that we were just on. Makes sense. All right, friends. Sharing again in a second. If I could find the actual app thing. Okay. It just gave me an error that it couldn't record. So give me a second. I think I got to restart the Scribe app. So give me a minuto. All right. Now it wants to record. Hello, Jasmine. Hello. Okay. I'm almost there, you guys. I had to reload the browser. All right. Okay. Screen sharing in 3, 2, 1. And that's not the right screen. That is. There it is. Okay. So when you have Scribe, it's an app or a little icon in the corner here. So I'm going to click there and I'm very simply going to hit this button that says start recording. And it's saying, hey, your screen is now recording. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to say, oh, I want to click and I want someone to go to Process Suite and I want them to go to Lucidchart. And down here, I want them to do sign up for free. And then I want them to click down here and say start free. And then I'm going to say, I can't spell Johnny. And then I'm going to have them type the email and the password and then click create account. It's not going to work, but all right, so that's it. So then I'm going to say, look, this little icon is still recording. So now I'm done with my recording. I'm going to say stop recording. And it gives me my SOP, just like that. I've got my process. Oh, and I've got confetti. Did you see the confetti? So I've got my process. So here I'm on loose. It says, okay, they already titled my process. So creating a Lucidchart account with Johnny B, which is kind of a fun name. You can edit the process title if you wanted. You can give a description. It's telling me here it's got 7 steps and it took 35 seconds, which I think is so cool that it automatically gives you a time, a perspective of amount of time that it's taking you for a particular process. And then it's telling me here right now, this is only visible to me. So basically, if you were hoping someone else sees it, you didn't share it, is what it's saying. So here we go. My first step. So you need to go to this website. Your next step is you're going to click on this image and it's seeing it as an image. You can change it. I could say click on Lucidchart. And I can save that process or that step in the process. And then it's like click sign up for free. And I don't know why the image, maybe because it popped up in an animated thing, and then click start for free. Again, it's like not showing all of the things. And then it's got this thing where it's like, oh, it got my mumbo jumbo in there, didn't it? Isn't that fun? I like it. So click create account, and that's the end of my process. So all I'm going to do when I'm like ready, I could just click copy link and I can send that on to somebody and it's going to give them a link to be able to view it. I can add this to a team. Let's say I'm creating processes for an entire team, and for like a payment posting team, for example. If I've got a bunch of processes that I've created in a folder under Scribe, I can do that. I can also send it to the individuals and share it with them on a case by case with a link. And once again, if I wanted to, I can make them edit or be able to view it. So the Scribe, it took 35 seconds, is what it said, and literally is a stop and start of a button. So my favorite thing about this tool is it just makes it so easy to document a process. Even if you are just trying to quickly internally tell someone how to do something without wasting a whole lot of time or having to start a recording like a Zoom or something like that, it just is that easy. You also can get some analytics from this tool as well. It can tell you, again, different information on the individual documents and what's being accessed more or less. So that is Scribe. And hang on, where did I put oh, I guess I closed out of the other pricing. I got to open it up under incognito, but it's all good. Anyway, you can visit Scribe. How was the website? There it is. Okay. So Scribe, how I think it was, or you just go into your app store. Again, it's a Google extension. It's the easiest way to use it with extension. They have a tool that is also, I think, desktop. When you are like a paid member, oh, I forgot to show you guys the pricing on that, but you can visit the website. Now that I'm not in incognito, I don't know if it'll let me do it, but basically the pricing on there they do have a free one and they have paid versions, and the paid ones, you can, I believe, install a desktop application, and the paid ones allow you to record things that are not in the browser. I think the free one only lets you do browser recording. So it's important for you to have the ability to do both. So let's see. Okay, Pocky wants to share. Let's see. Wanted to share Taskade. I don't know Taskade. So it's an unlimited structured task list with note-taking, an app for keeping a track of tasks, jotting notes down, working with the team. No more missed deadlines. Ooh, I like that. I love that a lot. Okay, one of the things I wanted to mention, I forgot, in Google as well, they have like two apps that kind of like, I don't know, semi-compete with each other. One is like an old reminder system. It just reminded me of that when you mentioned Taskade. It's called Google To Do. I don't remember the icon. What is the shape? So under Google Apps, let me share my screen one more time just so you guys see. Oh, am I sharing still? No, it's down at the bottom. That's funny. All right. Hang on. Sorry, guys. It's like I can see it in my little window. Okay, so under Google Apps here, these are the different apps that they have that Google kind of like gives you access to easily. So just so that you guys are aware, when you have a reminder, oh gosh, did they change the icon, or maybe it's not under, maybe it's under workspace. I don't know. All right, now I'm going to get lost in Google app world. There is basically, if you're inside of your calendar, it has the ability to like add in a task. I'm not going to open my calendar. You guys will get instantly overwhelmed with all of my appointments and things. But basically, when you have the app, the calendar app open, and you set any sort of, you can set a task or a to-do list. And I do not remember, but there's a similar app that's called To Do by Google that I feel like it's like a blue icon, but I thought it was going to be under there. Now I feel confused why it's not there. But basically, you should be able to find something similar to that Taskade. Sorry. It's right on the screen, Jasmine. Okay, I like this. If you've forgotten task because of Taskade, you'll have everything in one place, and each to-do list is fully customizable, so you can make your own. Cool. I like that. I like to-do lists. In my past videos, I've shared a lot about my my personal or paper version of my agenda that I love so much. It's called Clever Fox. It's an Amazon purchasable product. It is a paper document though, so not made for collaboration by any means. It's just for you. So yeah, keep that in mind. Let me see. Oh yes. Okay, cool. Yes. To-do list. So I don't know where it is though. Pocky, where the heck did it go? Right? I have no idea where it went. That's so weird. So hi, is it Karoom Nazir? Great to see you. Hello. Yes, it's to-do list. I know is the name of it. I just don't know where it was on the app list. So, all right, friends. So how was that? Tell me what you thought. Give me a little sign that you heard and saw some of those apps. Maybe a thumbs up or a little something in the chats, in the comments, if you are if you're able to, if you're not driving around. And then if you are watching this on the replay and you have apps just like Pocky has been sharing throughout today, if you have other apps that you want to mention or to share, I would love to know about those apps. I would love to know that that you are getting value in it in the world of billing or in healthcare or any other industry that maybe you're moving into. So yay, great. I'm so happy you liked it. Want to be natural? It's great to see you, my dear. All right, so that's it. That's what I got today for you. So today is the last of our conversation at the moment about process. We are going to revisit some discussions around process, and I'll share briefly, my friends that are in the medical billing company world. I am going to talk a little bit more concretely about establishing processes. We are currently trying to decide if this is, I should say, the right platform for that discussion. I think that we might have it be a separate day, just because Medical Billers Network Live, we want to make sure is serving all of our billers. And so I don't want to get too much into niche topics. But I want to know what everyone wants to hear about next. We have a really beautiful list of recommendations that I have been nudged by my team to make sure that we get to. So we're getting off of my obsession with process, and we are going to talk about some of the things you guys have asked us to talk about. So thank you for those comments and requests, and keep them coming, because we're gearing up for a really amazing year. A lot of really great content coming out, and the video uploads are restarting here shortly as well. Super excited about that. And like our video editor guy is doing shorts now for us, which is so fun if you just short and sweet. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about all the stuff that's coming down the pike, and I want to make sure it serves you. And once more, if you are not in the Facebook community and you want to be a part of those, we're trying to find a fun name for them, but we're going to call them medical biller meetups right now. The online meetups, that would be an opportunity for us to get together. And if you missed that earlier, to talk about challenges that you're having, and have breakout sessions to really workshop issues and problems that you're facing day to day with other billers. So if you're interested in joining that, make sure you join the Facebook group and stay connected to the conversation in there. You can also reach out to us via email. Let's say you don't have Facebook, or you don't like Facebook. I know some of you are out there. Totally get it. We're not going to host those on Facebook, but that's where the community Facebook group is. We will be hosting those on Zoom because it's easier for us to execute breakout rooms and things like that. But if you are interested and you don't have Facebook and you want to let us know, you can email learn@inlera.com. That's LEARN at Inlera.com. As Inlera is INLERA.com. And my friends, if you are in the what do you call it? The space back there. Yeah. Thank you so much. The back, what did we call it? Backstage. If you're backstage, just popped the emails inside of the chats wherever you're listening from. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Next Thursday is Trivia Thursday. Bring your A game. We're giving away prizes. If you have not joined Trivia before, there's money in it for you. Why not? Why don't you come to Trivia? It's fun. So next Thursday, 6:30 Eastern, and we will be on 2 rounds, I think is what we're giving away first and second place prizes. So come if you feel like you know enough, but not quite there. This is your time to practice and to learn more. So I hope to see you next week, my friends. Have a beautiful evening. Take care. Be well.